Rajiv Bajaj is Managing Director at Bajaj Auto. He's joining us on a phone line from Pune. Mr. Bajaj, thanks very much for taking our call. Good morning, Prashant here. So 3% growth in motorcycles in June. Total, I mean, including commercial vehicle units, I mean, total growth is about 3% as well, referring to the year-on-year comparison. How would you look at what you've reported and satisfactory performance?
Well, I would say candidly yes and no, Prashant. Yes on several accounts. As you correctly pointed out, total sales are in the positive territory, even if marginally. So that is good. If you were to look at exports, can you hear me? Hello?
Go on, Mr. Bajaj. We can hear you.
Yeah. If you were to look at exports as well, once again, double-digit growth there, 135,000 for the month as opposed to 120,000 last June. Even if you were to look at it for the quarter, if I remember right, exports have grown by 22% over the first quarter last year, so that is good. If you were to look at domestic sales, June in particular was very good for our three-wheelers. We have registered a growth of about 40% or a little more. So that's very nice as well. I think that is partly due to the new products in the marketplace and partly due to the release of permits that always plays an important role in this segment. If you were to look at motorcycle sales in the domestic market, they are a little below last year, about 150,000 versus 160,000 last year. And there, if you were to delve into greater detail, what we would see is that we have done very well with double-digit growth both in the Pulsar and Platina segments. We are still a little weak on the Discover segment, and towards this purpose, we have a plan that begins with the launch of what I consider to be a real benchmark motorcycle in the commuter segment in the form of the new Discover that we will start production of this month. So hopefully, if my confidence is well placed and if that product meets with the market acceptance that we believe it will, then it is only a matter of a couple of months before we see solid growth there as well.
Right. So overall, if I look at fiscal 15 to date, right, Bajaj has sold about 990,000 units or so, which is compared to the same period last year till June from the beginning of the fiscal, which is about 1% higher, which is a 1% growth. Can you tell us? I mean, what is your expectation? I mean, because what do you expect the year to grow, sir? Total volumes.
Right. When we started the year, without identifying a specific number, we did say that we were looking at double-digit growth this year. So that would mean that from just under 4 million vehicles last year, we should be somewhere between 4.5 and 5 million vehicles this year. And having done about 1 million vehicles in the first quarter, I would say that we are on course for that as per our internal plan. What has gained good traction, I repeat, over this first quarter is exports, and in the domestic market, the three-wheelers, the Pulsar and the Platina, where we had the opportunity to garner significant volumes, and what will move the weighted average up in terms of growth significantly is the Discover segment, which is the largest segment in the motorcycle industry. And on schedule, we are launching the new product starting from this month. So hopefully now, quarter by quarter, we should see the growth that we have planned for ourselves.
Right. So double-digit growth would essentially mean that from here you'll have to do about 360, 370 or 1,000 units or so, compared to what you've been doing now, right?
That's right.
And
I think that is very much possible, very feasible, because if you were to look at our exports, they are now typically around 130 to 140,000 units every month and gaining. Similarly, the domestic three-wheeler is typically now around 20,000 vehicles a month and quite stable there. So between exports and three-wheelers, we are already doing about 150, 160,000 vehicles. So you're absolutely right to imply that what we need to register is about 200,000 motorcycles every month in the domestic market, of which we already do a little over 100,000 between the Pulsar and the Platina. So we need to get back to about 100,000 Discovers as opposed to our average of 65, 70,000. And the way to do that is to put in the new Discover, and we believe that that will deliver.
Okay, fair enough. So just to talk about exports, which is doing very well for you, could you just run us through which are the markets which continue to scale up, build up, where you see large opportunity? Africa is, of course, I think half of what you do in terms of exports, right?
Yes, Africa is almost half by volume, and at this moment, really everything looks good. Our traditional strongholds of markets in South Asia like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, our markets in Africa like Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, etc. All continue to do well. No hiccups, fortunately, this year, at least so far. Last year there were so many socio-economic issues in most of these markets, but this year it's been a smooth ride so far. We've had an excellent response in some of the newer markets that we've entered in the last couple of years, markets such as those of Argentina or Mexico. So that is contributing towards growth this year. Specifically on Egypt, last month, for example, on the three-wheelers, we again had outstanding retails in Egypt of over 6,000 three-wheelers, and we were all set to recommence exports with a order of 5,500 three-wheelers for Egypt for June. Unfortunately, due to some documentation issues, that has got shifted by 10 days, so that will go out this month. But for that shift, we would have seen another 5,000 three-wheelers go out into exports last month, as also a few thousand more of the motorcycles. Since that has been shifted to this month, for example, we will struggle to meet our three-wheeler targets because between exports and domestic, we will need to ship out over 50,000 three-wheelers, and I'm not sure we are in a position to do that. So, once again, to reiterate, I think, but for getting the last little piece of the puzzle in place in terms of the Discover, I think everything else is on track. And hopefully over the next 2 months, the last piece will fall into place as well.
Okay. As demand picks up, do you see Pulsar doing increasingly better than what it is doing now? I mean, overall, sentiment picking up in the economy.
I think not only would that be my expectation, and I'm sure that of others in the industry as well, but in terms of the sports segment expanding, but I think we're already seeing signs of that. We are already seeing signs of the sport motorcycle segment expanding. As I said, Pulsar has registered double-digit growth in June, and I think that was the case in May as well. I'm speaking of the domestic market here. And I see that even, although on a small base, even with our KTM motorcycles, for example, in June last year, we sold about 550 KTM Dukes in India. And I think in this June, that number is closer to 13 or 1,400. So there is a definite improvement, a qualitative improvement in the marketplace in terms of consumer sentiment being restored and people once again having the confidence to take a little more money out of their wallet and buy something that is more expensive and that is more upmarket.
Right. The Royal Enfield, for example, just to change tracks, is selling 4,500, 5,000 units a month now. That segment, the slightly steeply priced models are doing very well. You refer to sports bikes, but I think that's another category. But they're doing very well. And
Siddharth has done an outstanding job. I mean, I remember having conversations with him about his strategy when Royal Enfield was doing only 2,500 a month, and lo and behold, they are at 25,000 a month now. I think he and his team have done an absolutely outstanding job there.
I spoke to you. I think we got your comments on the excise cuts recently. You said, well, it's better for sentiment, but does little for sales. If the budget is around the corner, is there anything at all which the auto sector can expect? I mean, excise is done. The other factor which influences buyers is interest rates, but that's not up to the government. How would you sort of respond to the budget, which is on the 10th of July, I mean, in terms of expectations?
Well, quite frankly, over the last at least 10 years, I have seen very little correlation between the budget and industry performance because, when it comes to things like interest rates, the reality is that the movement in interest rates does not amount to more than 50 rupees a month, or, it doesn't even get close to 100 rupees per month in terms of the increase or decrease in the EMI of a typical volume motorcycle. So, the math just doesn't support the hypothesis that it would make a significant difference, because if the cost of ownership of the motorcycle as determined by EMI plus running and maintenance costs is X, then this change is probably 2 or 3% of X. So there isn't a rational correlation in that sense, but definitely when sentiments improve in terms of the overall cost of living or lifestyle of a person, whether it's job security or food inflation or just positive sentiment about the economy, I think that emboldens people far more, and that sort of a positive herd mentality helps the cause of the industry more than it does, I guess, in for example, with cars. I mean, with cars, I can imagine that interest rates make a far more significant impact than they do with two-wheelers or motorcycles.
Yeah. I mean, Maruti, for example, right? I mean, in the month of June, their sales have increased 34% year on year, and retail sales are actually higher than wholesale sales for Maruti. It's the opposite of what, I mean, we have chatted as far as two-wheelers go, and specifically a few companies. Is the situation the same, Mr. Bajaj, there?
Once again, I mean, I don't know what it is for the West, but I can imagine that even on a small Maruti car, which is 3 or 4 lakhs of rupees, the proposition or the prospect of a 4% change in excise amounts to, say, 15,000 rupees, and that's a lot of money for most of us. On the other hand, on a typical 50,000 rupee motorcycle, 2,000 rupees is not that big a deal. So even, I don't know what the views of other people in the industry are, but I really did not see any frenzied buying of motorcycles in the 15 days of June before the government decided to actually defer that decision. So I don't think with two-wheelers, again, it would have as significant an impact as it may have had with cars.
Fair enough. Mr. Bajaj, thanks very much for your time. Always a pleasure, and good luck, sir. Thank you.